So what's going on, YouTube? I originally wasn't going to make this video, but I figured, you know what, enough people telling enough people, and then it would get back to whoever, and then somebody would have uploaded it up on YouTube, so I figured, why not be the first person on YouTube to upload the new way to duplicate items in No Man's Sky post patch 1.58. Now, I cannot take credit for this video on how to duplicate items in stacks of 5. It was actually a Reddit user that posted how to do it, and I'm not going to name drop because I don't know if that person wants to remain anonymous, but if that person says something in the comments, I will definitely give credit where credit is due. Now, without further ado, let's get into how this works right now. Okay, so first you're going to want to start out with at least 6 hex cores. Alright, so you're going to want to have 5 in your main inventory, and then you're going to want to have 1 in your cargo inventory, like so. Now the rest of your inventory and your cargo needs to be filled like mine. Every slot is filled except for that 1 that I have for the hex core. Now this is how it works. You also need to have a ship with at least 1 or 2 slots available. So now what you want to do is you want to drop it into your Exo high inventory, which is your cargo, and it's going to deposit 4, and it's going to leave the stack of 5. Now go ahead and drop that into your starship. Now we go to the high inventory, and you'll see there's 5. So we pull out all but 1, and we put that in the main inventory. Now we go to the ship, and you see that now we have a stack of 5. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to repeat the process. Go ahead and transfer that to the high capacity storage, which is your cargo, and then drop it into your main inventory. Now you see we have 2. Now you want to go to your high capacity inventory and take out the 4 and leave the 1. Put it in your main inventory. Now repeat the process again. And it's easy as that. It's that simple. So what we're doing is we're taking a stack of 5 and we're dropping 4 of them into your cargo. And we're dropping the rest of that 5 in the ship. So this is how it's able to duplicate. So there's no refiner anymore. You don't need it. It's basically, it's a duplication, but it's more of an inventory glitch. So you're duplicating your inventory, basically. And that's all there is to it. Now I will have another video on how to do this with stacks of 500 and 250. So whenever you want to duplicate things that are like 250 stacks, like your other, high capacity items or resources, I figured out how to do that. So I'll make a video on that too, since the refiners don't work anymore. So as you can see here in the video, as it's still going, I'm just repeating the process over and over again. Towards the end of the process, you're going to want to, and I'll just wait till it gets there because I don't want to confuse anybody. Because it can be a little confusing, but if you just follow the steps, it'll be perfectly fine. So every time you duplicate a stack, you need to clear it from your high capacity inventory, which is your cargo slot, before you do a main transfer. Okay, so now I've got a full 50 hex cores, and I've got 4 left in there. Now I've got 5, and I've got an empty spot. Now I want to end up with 2 spots filled of 5. So now I'm going to repeat the process again, but I have to make sure that there's only 1 left in the cargo slot. Okay. So now, okay, so here we get to the part where I can't deposit the stack into the ship because it won't take the 5. So if you just hit B, you'll be okay because it'll just go back to where it was. So if you notice, I put the 4 there, but see now the ship has 2 5 slots, which I'm fine. So that means I can move everything that's in a cargo slot to the main slot, if that made sense. Once you get to the end like that, and you're kind of bogged down with 3 left, or whatever, you know, when you get to this point, it'll work out. So now you need to go into space. You need to have that mission selected to contact Polo. And while you're in space, you press the corresponding button, and then it'll signal him, and then he'll talk to you. And then you can give over your hex cores. So in this case, I do the 50 because that's what I've duplicated. And don't worry, it doesn't pull anything from the ship. It just does what's in your inventory and in your cargo slot, which is fine. As long as you do 50, you're good. Once that's done, hit in transmission, and you're good to go to repeat this process. My thing is when you're out here in space, I like to do it 2 times, and then I like to go into where Polo is, the space anomaly, and I like to get out and save, because this game has crashed on me so many times. Like, I thought about just flying back down to the planet and exiting my ship, crashed. I kept duplicating and didn't save, and it crashed. So now I know at least 2 times duplicating and selling to go in here, exit the ship, and save the game before I jump back in the ship and go back out. Because people think that you can go up to Polo and talk to him to do this mission, to give him the hex cores, and that's not how it works. You need to summon him through the starship, and that's how you do it. So yeah, I know, long video, I know, but it's a lot of information, and I just want to make sure that I cover all my bases so there's no questions. But even if you do have questions, just write them in the comments. Try to keep this on the DL, pass it to your friends, but I don't know. It's probably going to catch fire, and I thought it was going to catch fire anyway, so I figured why not be the first person to upload it. And whatever. Somebody was going to do it, why not me, right? Anyways, links are in the description. Step-by-step guides in the description. I appreciate you watching. I'm TheNastyJ, and until the next time.